Welcome back to Hear Me Out. I'm Dee,
I'm E.
and today's video is about Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck and everything that's been going on this summer with the soon to be demise,
Of Bennifer.
expected demise of Bennifer 2.0. What happened? What did we find? What's the story? I'm already sad.
Sad.
Girl, yes. I'll explain later.
All right, guys. I don't even know what was the last thing we recorded about J Lo. We've taken some executive couple weeks off. So a lot has happened, and I don't know if the article is going to mention it. We're reading it live. But she's had a whole birthday, Bridgerton,
Inspired.
divorce rumors, somebody bought a house somewhere.
Hmm.
It's a lot. But this article is from Glamour by Emily Tannenbaum. The title is Ben Affleck is reportedly doing well amid divorce rumors as J Lo steps out wearing her wedding ring. Dun dun dun. All right. Don't worry about Ben Affleck and his new faux hawk. Sources say he's doing well amid rumors of an impending divorce from Jennifer Lopez. Rumors of a rift began circulating in May after Lopez spotted house hunting without her husband back in May. In the days that followed, it was reported that Affleck had already moved out of their shared home and was renting a spot in Brentwood. While Lopez is reportedly still on the hunt for a new place in LA, Affleck reportedly purchased a 5-bedroom, 6-bathroom home in LA for $20.5 million in late July. Side note, I want to afford a $20 million house, but I don't want to pay those property taxes. All right, we're back. However, a source tells people that the 51-year-old actor is still living in his Brentwood rental home and is keeping busy while the spotlight is on his marriage. Ben's doing well, the source said, which might be Larsa, by the way. He thrives when he's busy and he's been working nonstop. The kids are still off from school. He spends a lot of time with them too. Still, the sources say it hasn't been the easiest summer for him either, adding he's just trying to stay focused and make every day as good as possible. Sounds familiar? Apparently, JLo is also doing her best to stay positive and focus on the great things in her life. Following her 55th birthday in late July, which she spent in the Hamptons without Affleck, a source told Entertainment Tonight that the pop star, is she a pop star?
Yes.
Oh,
Stop playing.
okay. Is looking forward to a fresh start after a hard year with some unexpected realizations, changes, and obstacles. But while Affleck was recently spotted without his wedding ring and a new haircut and a new girl, I added that, Lopez was seen wearing hers as recently as August 9th. According to photos shared by Just Jared, she blatantly showed off her wedding ring outside of the Beverly Hills restaurant E. Baldi this Friday. Remember, folks, it ain't over until there's a statement from either party or divorce papers are signed. What do we think?
First of all, I'm not taking that ring off. Nope, not at all. I'm gonna keep that
Why?
ring on. I'm gonna keep that because it's pretty, and I'm gonna keep that ring on for a good while. I'm not giving it back. It's mine. It's mine, and that's it. But
Nobody's taking it back.
I'm just pointing it out. If it
Okay.
really, I'm keep. It's my ring. It's mine. It was a gift. I'm not giving it back. Nobody's
Mhm.
keeping it. If I want to sell it, I'll sell it. Anyway, so thoughts on this whole situation. I don't care how Ben and Jen are doing. Honestly, I don't. Who I really feel bad for are the kids because at this point, we've seen pictures where Jennifer has spent time with Ben Affleck's oldest daughter, I believe. I think her name is Violet, right? Violet Affleck. We've seen her spending time with her this summer. We've seen photos where even Jennifer Garner has had all of the kids at some point or another within the last few months. Um, so I feel bad for the kids because it's not fair to them. Obviously, Ben and Jen are grown-ups. They can handle the media scrutiny. They've been in the game for decades, but their children have not.
Mhm.
And I've seen several videos recently where Jennifer is out with, in particular, I think her daughter Emmy. And why she's at these places, I don't know, because it looks like, girl, you would know that there's going to be tons of people there. And she's constantly having to tell the paparazzi to leave them alone. Um, it sucks for the kids because again, this is not their fault. And they've been thrust into this Bennifer 2.0 machine. We all know how crazy things were back in the early 2000s. Naturally, their, reunion was going to be even bigger than before. So the fact of the matter is, they went into this and decided to put their children through this, and now their children are having to pay the price. So I think that's really sucky. They're going to be going back to school soon, I believe. And at that point, what happens? Like it just seems like everything that's been happening so far, it gets, mangled up in the press because obviously they haven't spoken about it. They haven't given any kind of real press release or
Yeah.
whatever. So because of that, I think that makes the paps go even crazier. It makes them want to get even more information, makes them want to hound you even more. I get that they want privacy. I get, all of the normal like BS that the celebrities give us when they split up. But Jennifer and Ben have not done that. And if at the very least they were to say, like, with a statement, hey, we are working through things as a family. Whether we split or we don't split, a separate statement will happen. Just give us privacy at this time. But the fact that they're not saying anything, and instead we're seeing Ben with his ex, and not Jennifer Garner, but the other girl, and J-Lo having a whole Bridgerton themed birthday party in which Ben was nowhere to be found, and him moving his stuff out of her house when she was in Italy vacationing, like, all of that stuff is just more fodder for the Paps, and they should know better. Like, this is
Hmm.
literally what they've been fighting for years. So they should know better. And I feel even more, like, I guess, bad for J-Lo's kids because they literally went from being all the time with A-Rod's daughters to then within a few months now they're with Ben Affleck's kids. Like, you see how there was like very little bit of time in which these children were with this other man and his children, and then all of a sudden now they're with this other man and this man's children. And in the middle of all of that, their dad had a kid with a woman that's barely a few years older than them. So it sucks to be one of these celeb kids, and that's overall what I think about it. I don't care about Jen, I don't care about Ben. They're grown-ups and they're just acting really dumb and inconsiderate, and if I were the kids, I wouldn't want anything to do with them for now.
Well, I'm glad that you brought up the whole A-Rod thing because, it was just going to come out wrong if I said it. I'm going to give a whole disclaimer and say, I know it might sound a little mean, but these kids have been jumping from man to man and kids and, blended families. Like, where's the consistency in that? I mean, I guess it's not our concern at the end of the day because they aren't our kids or they're not our family, but I just can't help but feel bad for them.
Yeah.
Like, it has to suck that, you know, the things that your mom is going through or the decisions that she makes or whatever happens in the family, like it affects them in such a way.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, I just thought it's weird. But I've been thinking a lot about J-Lo. She's not my favorite, as you guys have seen in other videos. If not, go check them out, please. But I'm just wondering who's at fault here at this point? Because I'm like, is J-Lo the diva that we say that she is? That she's just not willing to give up the fame to pursue the love that she wants? Or is she that unlucky with men? Like she just don't know how to pick them. Because we know that Ben has his own set of issues or had his set of issues. So do you think it could be probably the alcoholism that he had? He never seemed happy to begin with. I know you kept saying that Eldris, you're being mean. He does look happy. The paparazzis are just following. But every time he was with J-Lo, he didn't seem happy. How is he happy with his ex? How is he happy now buying a new house? How is he happy with Jennifer Gardner? And they're a whole divorced, co-parenting. So I'm just confused at this whole situation. Did they really think this was going to be like 2005? Let's pick up where we left off and just forgot or excluded the thought of we're different people? like it's 20 years later or whatever it is. Like, did they just jump into this and not think about it? I know it's a lot to unfold here, but I've been thinking about it.
Well, there's a rumor. I don't know how true it is. So obviously take it with a grain of salt. But there's a rumor that he supposedly is claiming that this was all some fugue state situation, that he was just so love drunk that like basically he did all this without thinking, that this was all just like a delirium. Him getting swept up and marrying her was all part of a delirium, and
What?
that he wasn't in his right mind when he married her. That's the rumor. I don't
Who
know how
said
true
that?
that is. I can't recall. I just remember coming across a couple of different, probably like tabloid type people who were claiming that, according to sources, that's something that he would claim in a divorce proceeding, is that, he's like just delirious. So again, don't know how true that is, haven't vetted it, but it's something that has come up a couple times that I've seen online, different things that I've read. And I mean, honestly, I don't think I don't think he would do that, simply because at the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter what she may have done to him. That's a really crappy thing to do to someone. To like publicly shame her in that way by saying, I wasn't even in my right mind when I married you. You get me? Like, I feel like
But
he's,
he said that about Jennifer Gardner, that she was the reason for his alcoholism. I think I read that.
well, so okay, but he didn't say that.
Uh huh.
His words were kind of misconstrued to make
Okay.
it sound as though he was saying that. Like, basically what he said was just that, like, the situation, the overall marriage and all that stuff, the issues that they were experiencing that he was having led to him to turn to alcoholism. It wasn't necessarily her fault. And I think the overall thing we should probably take from all of it is that, again, these are two grown people, right? Whether it's him and J Lo or him and Jennifer Garner, these are two grown people, and you make your own choices.
Yeah.
Can a person drive you to drink? Possibly, but you're still making that choice. It's still on you, right? Like, a person can drive you to drink and you just have one drink. You take it further or excessive, that's on you. So to me, yes, the way he put it came out wrong, and I think it was also misconstrued, but even still, he did that. He became an alcoholic. She didn't drive him to become an alcoholic.
Mhm.
And whatever the issue is with J-Lo, he made choices. She made choices. So it's like, I don't like to basically blame the other person, because I think you're a grown up, and in relationships, it takes two to make certain decisions. You get me?
Yeah.
Um, so we know that things with them were wild and crazy and everything. And we've always discussed the fact that J-Lo's just in love with being in love, because she literally broke up with A-Rod, and within months she was already dating Ben Affleck. Um, and so ultimately, it's like all of this has just been this whirlwind. That's literally how I feel like it started off as, like, oh my God, Bennifer 2.0, are you kidding me? Like, everybody was just like talking about it. And J-Lo's somebody that we know has always been in the public eye, has always been essentially a media darling, despite the fact that a lot of people don't like her, but she has been a media darling. And this year started off in the wrong way for her. And I
Mhm.
don't think she understands how to really handle the fact that she's not who she thinks she is,
For
right?
sure.
And and so, yes, I know that, like, going back to what you said about, like, Ben never looked happy with her. Publicly, when the Paps were around, no, he didn't. But I saw that documentary that she made about her album slash musical slash whatever the hell that was.
Yeah.
Um, and Ben was heavily featured in that documentary. And he seemed perfectly fine with her, happy, normal, at home with her. Like, he didn't seem like he was distressed or anything like that. In fact, he was incredibly supportive. He
Mhm.
didn't think it was a good idea to do what she was doing, to put 20 million of her own money. He did not think that was a good idea. But he, as a husband, was supporting her. And so that led me to believe he must really love this woman if he's gonna support her, despite the fact that this was a terrible idea, you know? So I feel like there was love there. There was some kind of genuine love and affection, but whatever went wrong, just let things to just combust the way that they did. And again, I go back to the same thing. Unfortunately, it's the kids who suffer because, like, screw them. They put themselves in this situation, but they're also putting the kids through all of this. And
Mm-hmm.
like, if we end the year with J-Lo dating somebody else, oh my God. Like, I don't think we should even bother doing any more videos of her at that point, because it would just be pointless, because it's just gonna be, what is it, like, wash, rinse, repeat? We can't keep doing the same thing.
True. I do think that this is my thoughts. I think that the divorce is going to be crazy. If Penn is already on the petty wagon, he is out with a whole ex and not Jennifer Gardner's. What was the girl's name?
No
Linda,
idea.
Lindsay,
I don't know.
somebody, an ex,
Yeah.
and he was all snuggled up with her, knowing that J Lo is over there pretending to still be married, making J Lo look dumb because she's still wearing her wedding ring.
Yeah.
He's moving out of their place, and he doesn't care that the paparazzis are there. Like, he knows how much J Lo loves her image. So I think him not giving a damn about that image means he doesn't give a damn about what he's going to say in these divorce proceedings, in my opinion.
That'll be interesting. That'll be
That is crazy. This couldn't have been in my bingo card for 2024.
I mean, listen, what has been? I mean,
What has been?
what has been? Because I feel like our entire year has been consumed with either Jen and Ben, J-Lo something or other, Kardashians, or royal family. And Britney, but royal family mostly.
Mhm.
Like, for 2024, that's what this has been, like, so much going on in the world, y'all, so much. But again, going back to what I said in the very beginning, sad. The sadness is for the kids. Again, like, it sucks. And ultimately, just as a woman, and I know that obviously we've all had our issues with J-Lo, and some people really don't like her. But just as a female, just as a woman, I think it's rough, to kind of see that, like, there's always so much blame that's placed on a female versus a man, because we know that this is what J-Lo's third, fourth marriage, and yet things
Mark
are.
Ohani. That
Chris Judd.
who's
No, she didn't
Casper?
marry Casper. Chris
Oh,
Judd.
isn't Chris Judge Casper?
No, they're two different
Oh,
people.
oh, jeez, I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
Casper, she
three.
was with for a long time. They never got married. Anyway, so
And
this is her fourth marriage. But nobody talks about the fact that her ex-husband, Mark Anthony, has been married like 12 times and has like 12 different baby mamas. Like, nobody's
true.
placing blame on him. Like, is he just unlucky in love as well? Like, I don't know. I mean,
No, he seems to be truly lucky because I don't understand how he just gets these fine women to marry him. I don't know. It baffles me and all the Hispanic women, all the Hispanic mothers that we know.
yeah, yeah, it's very confusing. I can understand why a man would want to marry J-Lo. I don't understand the Mark
I'm
Anthony.
just gonna say the voice. It's the
It's
salsero
true. That's the
and his
only.
pockets.
Okay, those are the only two
Only
things.
two. The only two things.
The only two things it could possibly be. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's that.
Guys, let us know what you think in the comments about this whole Bennifer 2.0, J-Lo and her J-Lo-ness. What do we think about Ben being with an ex and moving out and doing, these little, what it seems to me like passive aggressive movements
Mm-hmm.
while J-Lo is wearing her wedding ring? What do we think the divorce proceeding is going to look like? Did we think it was going to last? Were
Ooh.
you hoping that it was going to last?
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments. But that concludes today's episode. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also, please share our video. We're trying to grow our community so your friends can be our friends so we can all be friends. We also have social media, which Steve will tell you about.
We are on TikTok and Instagram at Hear Me Out DNE. So make sure you guys like, follow, share, and comment. You can also listen to the videos in podcast format via Spotify and YouTube Music.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.